May profits be upon you. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's RT Money. Check it out. We're going to take it out. We are going to check out pound Swiss. All right. We're going to take a look at the pound, the British sterling, right? And we're going to look at the Swiss franc. Check it out. How do I keep doing it? Okay. This is all right. You know what? First, let's look at the RT money meter, for God's sakes. All right, look. The RT money meter tracks the rate of change in each individual currency from a futures perspective. And we track it over a period of 15 weeks. I update that information every week so we can gauge who's weak and who's strong. And I put the strong against the weak, and the weekend against the weekend, the weak against the strong. Tongue tied. All right, let's look at the pound. Pound last week was ranked at number 7 at minus 747. Pretty weak, one of the weakest. All right, of all the currencies. This week it's ranked number 6 again. However, we've moved up a little notch here and there. All right, minus 5.75, still relatively weak compared to the stronger pairs. All right, but it did tick up a little bit. It did tick up some. All right, now let's look at the Swiss franc. Last week it was ranked at number 4 at minus 481. This week is ranked at number 3, moving up at minus 191. All right, that is a significant move to the upside. Now, pound is trending that way as well, not by as much, and still weak. I think there is an opportunity between the two upward moving currencies, but the Swiss really took a step up. So let's take a look at the charts. All right. This is the 4-hour time frame. We have relative equal lows over here. We see this impulse, and we see this long, complicated, complex correction to the downside. All right, this is more than a correction. This is a reversal, folks. All right, and where are we heading towards? This long time, what do you call long time support. I don't even use the word anymore, so hardly. This long time support area, right? Pop, we break through, we come back on top, pop, support. Here we are again. All right. What do I think? All these knocks at the door, you think we're finally getting through? Yeah, I do. Why? Look how deep prices penetrated into this wick demand. All right. This is a demand area on a lower time frame. I call it wick demand or nitty gritty. All right. Which forms these relative equal lows, which will draw a price to it by market makers because of the liquidity pools that rest underneath. All right. Price has penetrated to the 50% mark. All right. The midway between of this demand zone. And again, another penetrating probe, this wick down to that low area. Now, what do I think is going to happen from this area? Well, look, if we look at the monthly quickly, all right, we look at the monthly, we can see after this impulse, this was correction. This was all kind of correction, right? Would have thought this would have been the higher low to make the higher high, breaking that high. That didn't happen. That was a weak, failed attempt to break higher. Price continued lower, breaking that low, then pulling back up and then breaking that low. I mean, we're making lower lows and lower highs in the other direction. And look at all of that momentum. That is that's 3 weeks of momentum. All right. The previous month ended with a bearish engulfer, engulfing the previous candle, from equaling the high to taking out, what do you call it? Engulfing the body and the limit of this to the bottom of this doggone wick here. My gosh, the low of the wick. So we knew it was going to end up bearish. It came back up to retest the last area of support and resistance there, and then came back down. Listen, let me tell you something. This is forming a very nice, zone of supply, and this area here is some good unmitigated supply there. All right, so this is on the monthly. Just understand that this is on the monthly, and we've been in. Oh, I can't get this thing straight. We've been in demand since then, very very heavy. Okay, let's go to the weekly. If we go to the weekly, if I can stop stuttering and stammering, all right. If we can go to the weekly, we can refine this area. You can see that the last up candle before the down move, you can do that if you like. All right. But in general, this would be the supply here. Do I think price will make it back up here? I doubt it, because of the momentum. All right. If it does, great. You understand? Great. I will take a short from here any day, because I'm looking for any reason to take shorts, period. I think the relative equal lows are going to be a target, and we are heading toward that target with momentum. Let's go to the daily. Can I get to the daily? All right. All right. You can see, price is just making lower lows, lower highs. And we're just, there is no mistaking this. All right. Even if you look at this as a channel, all right. All right. If you look at that as a channel, you can see that we have a breakout to the downside. All right. Could we get a pullback and get that and catch that higher discount, that better number? Yeah, it's possible, but we've already look at the efficiency of price from this point. We've come down, we had to pull back, and we're breaking the candles low. That is range. That is range we're breaking. That is lows that we're taking out. All right. And even with that dojo, we took out the low of that candle. All right. With the last daily candle, which was Friday. So, climbing all the way back up here, we would have to say the Swiss franc is going to all of a sudden turn extra weak, and the pound is going to all of a sudden turn extra strong. No, we're not looking at that. Now, what I am looking at is on the 4-hour, though, is this. You see how price finds support here, boom, support here, boom, support here, boom. We don't get a break and a close below here until we get over here. All right. And then what happens? Price wicks up, down, closes below it closes as a doji. All right. But we're on our way to filling this wick, and that wick gets filled. All right. We are filling wicks. All right. You get the clue from this wick. People look at this wick and say, oh, we're going long. And, you don't see that this wick gets filled by the next candle. All right. And this wick gets filled a few candles after. All right. When you get those big wicks, all wicks get filled. All wicks get filled. Just keep that in mind. All right. It's all about a matter of timing. Is there a supply above? Is there a demand below? Those are the things you want to keep in mind. Anyway, so price comes below that magic support and resistance line, which some people call a key level. All right. Finds resistance there, finds resistance there. All right. Are we going to come up and break above this? Well, I'm looking for supply and demand. And in this descending correction, I am looking for a pullback. Where would that pullback come from? Or how far would it go? I'm looking in this area first. Okay, I'm looking in this area first. All right, price has already taken out most of the supply. You understand? So if price comes up to this one, I'm thinking it's going to get past it. Honestly, this is the one. This area is where I'm thinking price will come to. Now I'm going to look here. All right, but I look at this as liquidity. All right, liquidity to take out this and then come back down. If price doesn't do that, that's fine with me. Do you understand? If price doesn't do that, that is so fine with me because I'm going to get a better price up here. All right. If it does do it, that's great. If it doesn't, that's fine. Price could start from this one right here. Come up here. You see the rejection is already there. We have the previous support in that area. Why wouldn't it turn into resistance? And we can start to see the rounding over here. That's fine too. You understand? I'm looking for any good setup for shorts, period. So I got two POIs that I'm going to look at. This, you see that wick here, and you see this wick here, you see that wick here, right? This one here to this candle. All right, that is a buy to sell. All right, a buy to sell move by market makers. All right, if price comes back up here, I'm going to look at this candle wick as inducement to get to this one, as liquidity, a liquidity target to get to this one, and then maybe we can get this action, the same situation here. And if that doesn't happen, that's fine. But I'm looking for any pullback. All right, just so you understand, a pullback like this impulse, this correction, I'm looking for another impulse. All right, that's what I'm looking for. So any pullback I will see as a bear flat. All right, as a corrective structure, so that I can look for shorts. I hope you understand. Smash that like button if you do, because then I know you're picking up what I'm putting down. All right, I need you to hit that subscribe button so that you can catch all of my updates. You got to make sure you click on the bell icon so you can get those notifications. Also, leave a comment. How do you like this setup? You think we'll see a stronger pullback? I don't think so. But if you think so, I'd like to understand what your reason is for it. Okay. So I will see you in the next video. Hey, I'm leaving the weekly outlook video on your screen to your left right now. You need to check that video out. I'll look at the individual currencies on an individual basis through a futures perspective. That'll give you the insights. All right, I'll see you in the next video.